Hey YouTube! Today is my second installment in the Big Gay Vacation videos, and today I'm going to make a video about Sleazy Steve. So this story all starts out the first night in Guerneville, which would have been Friday. We start drinking around dinner time, just start drinking beers. I had my cheer beer because, as people you may know, I don't like beer. So I brought my Smirnoff Ice, which I like to refer to as cheer beer. So everyone was drinking their beer, I was drinking my cheer beer. Now that night, Jay and Brian were going to have a babysitter. Wolfie was going to babysit the kids. So they basically had a free night to be able to go out to the bar, which is something that they very rarely get to do because, you know, they have kids and kids require babysitters when you want to go out. They're not as convenient as cats where you can just throw a litter box and a tub of food and a bowl of water and leave for the weekend because people really look down upon that if you do it to your kids. So Jay and Brian had a babysitter. So Jay was really obsessed with going out that night. Most of the other people were just kind of indifferent. They were like, I don't mind just hanging out here and drinking and blah blah blah. But Jay was like, no, we have a free night and we are going out. So we ended up hopping in the cars and we went to the gay bar in town called the Rainbow Cattle Company, which is a really cool bar, actually, in Guerneville. Like I said before in a previous video, I'm sure, it was Gary's first time in a gay bar, and it's a nice gay bar to go to for your first time because it wasn't too crowded, it wasn't too meat market-ish. It was just a nice chill gay bar. So now we get to the whole meat of the story of Sleazy Steve. So we're in the gay bar, we're drinking, we're hanging out, we're people watching, and this shirtless guy comes walking by me and Ryan and I look at each other and we go like, damn! Because he looked good shirtless. But then this guy proceeded to walk out the door and leave the bar, and we're like, oh, because it was, you know, we pretty much just got there and we're like, great, well the eye candy just left. How lame is that? But later in the evening, Sleazy Steve ended up coming back from the bar, except this time he had his shirt on, and we're like, both of us were like, oh, we need to get him to take his shirt off somehow. But we, luckily, didn't even have to do anything because he ended up taking it off himself. In fact, it was kind of weird. He kept taking his shirt on and off, like multiple times through the evening. It's like, can't you decide, do you want to be, you know, sleazy and have your shirt off, or do you want to keep it on? What the hell's up with this guy? So we were talking about it, and Jay comes over, because he hears us talking about him, and Jay's like, I can't believe you think he's good looking. He's obviously a sleaze. I just don't find that attractive at all. And I'm like, I don't care if he's a sleaze. I'm not going to date him. I'm not going home with him. I'm probably not even going to talk to him. So I don't care if he's a sleaze, because I just want to look at him. But, you know, Jay is Papa Smurf, and Papa Smurf would never be attracted to a sleaze, so, you know, what can I say? The night keeps going on. Sleazy Steve has his shirt off now, again, and he's going out back, which is where the outdoor area is, where all the gays smoke. And Ryan and I are nicely toasted at this point. And I mean nicely toasted, because we had been drinking shots of Jaeger and other things. I was even drinking beer, because they didn't have Smirnoff Ice there, and I was so drunk that I'm like, I don't care. So I drank beer. And that's when you know when I'm drunk, is when I actually drink a beer. So we go outside, we follow him outside, because we know we're like little 13-year-old girls when we're together and drunk. And so we're out there hanging out. Sleazy Steve is making the rounds. I mean, he is literally talking to like every single person. He's hitting on like every single person. It's kind of funny. And Ryan had come up with the name Sleazy Steve. Like, you know, as soon as Jay talked to us about, you know, how he doesn't find sleaziness attractive or whatever, you know, that's kind of where it started. And Ryan's all, well, we'll just call him Sleazy Steve. So that whole night, you know, we're calling him Sleazy Steve. And we're out in the back area talking about Sleazy Steve, and Ryan is like, okay, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him. Do you dare me? Do you dare me? I'm going to talk to him. Do you dare me? Do you dare me? I'm going to talk to him. Do you dare me? And that is an accurate representation of the way Ryan talks when he's drunk. So I'm like, okay, I dare you. I dare you to talk to Sleazy Steve when he comes by. So he's like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So Sleazy Steve comes by. He's going to like walk back into the bar, and Ryan wants out. Of course, we have to make fun of them for that. But anyway, Sleazy Steve got stopped by someone. I don't remember who. But before he actually managed to exit the outside area, Sleazy Steve got stopped. We overhear him talking, because this is like right next to us, and he introduces himself to someone, and guess what his name is? Steve. His name is Steve. So Sleazy Steve's name is actually Steve. So at this point, both Ryan and I are just cracking up. I think he actually spit some beer in my face at this point, actually, when he found out that Sleazy Steve's name was really Steve. And it was just too funny, and Ryan's like, okay, I'm going to talk to him. His name is actually Steve. I have to talk to him. So somehow Ryan managed to interject himself with Sleazy Steve, when he's done talking to that one person and getting ready to go back inside. And Sleazy Steve, he like holds his junk and he's all, oh man, I gotta pee, but I'm gonna come right back and talk to you. So Sleazy Steve goes to the bathroom and he comes back. He did just like he said he's gonna do. He comes back and he starts talking to Ryan. Now this is where I don't really know what happened, because it all happened so fast. But somehow Jay and some of the other people ended up coming in the back with us, and with them was Steve, British Steven. And somehow, some way, Jay managed to get Sleazy Steve all groping British Steven. Like that. Like, I don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, like, Sleazy Steve was just on Steven. And it was funny. And we just let it happen, because we're all drunk and we thought it was hilarious. And Steven's single, he's in America. You know, why shouldn't you get hit on by a hot guy? Sleazy Steve had some really choice lines that night. You know, he's saying some stuff like, so do you like my muscles? Do you think I'm hot? And at one point he actually licked Steven's face, which, I wish I had my camera and recorded that, because that was just too epic. Licking Steven's face. And you could just see the look on Steven's face, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. But Steven was a good sport about it. Like, he put up with it. He even thought it was funny, and it was just classic. Then something else happened. I don't know how it happened, but he got up and he started talking kind of with the rest of us, and he mentioned how he recognized Jay from Adam for Adam because he recognized him from the waist down. And we're all looking at each other, we're like, what the hell is Sleazy Steve talking about? First of all, I'm pretty sure that Jay does not have an Adam for Adam account. And second of all, how could you notice him from the waist down? Because Jay is clearly wearing his clothes right now, and if he was on Adam for Adam and all you saw was a waist down, I'm pretty sure he wasn't wearing clothes in such a profile. But, you know, don't contradict the Sleazy Steve. He just is what he is. He's like the weather. You just have to deal with it. So that happened, and then more stuff keeps happening, and I'm not sure how it happened, but somehow Ryan pissed off Sleazy Steve. And so Sleazy Steve has a tendency to talk, you know, like the guy talk, like, brah, hey brah. And Sleazy Steve said something to Ryan that annoyed him. So Ryan was like, oh yeah, brah. And that seemed to piss off Sleazy Steve. So he walked up and went away. And so we hung out in the back for a while, drinking. And at some point, another hot guy, shirtless guy, comes into the back, soon to be followed by Sleazy Steve, all on top of him. And they keep on making out, the two shirtless guys in the back, for a while. And that's when we end up leaving. I don't know what time it was. We didn't stay all the way till last call, but we did stay for a while. And then we ended up back to the house, and we all passed out because we were all massively drunk. But it was good times. It was really funny, and we had a blast at the bar. I'm pretty sure everyone had a blast at the bar. I know I did. And Sleazy Steve was just like the perfect addition to that night, because not only was he entertaining, good to look at, but he makes for a really good story the next day. So my hat's off to you, Sleazy Steve, for making our night that much more special. And the next morning, I was massively hungover. Like, I woke up like at 4 o'clock in the morning wishing that my head was going to explode. It felt so bad. And so I just downed some Excedrin and I went back to bed and woke up and I was okay. So that is my story of Sleazy Steve. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, thumbs up the video. If this is your first time watching me and you liked it, go ahead and subscribe. Click the little subscribe button. Until next time, YouTube, love and bubbles.